This is Mike, NoStressMike.com. What I want to talk about now is something we all do, but some do it more than others. And that is looking for an excuse. The limitations we put on ourselves is unbelievable. You really can do anything. And it's funny, I talk about things that are more obvious here in Guatemala. And it is because these people, they go to the United States so they can find opportunity and make money and all this kind of stuff. Not to become an American. They just want the financial rewards. And I think it's funny because I don't know why they don't make money down here. Now, I don't make much, but I don't speak the language. And but I say, and that's my excuse, I don't speak the language. But what I'm saying is, you can listen. If you listen to other people, they will help you come up with excuses why you can't better yourself. That's one reason why I've always been told, boy, you don't listen to anybody. There's good and bad about not listening to people. And if I listen to people that have good things to say, if all you want to do is bitch and bellyache and come up with excuses, I don't listen. And so in other words, I surround myself with people like myself. They're doers. They're kind of like the 3% that I keep talking about. And that's what the 3% are. These people, they don't look for excuses. They look for opportunities. They look for what can I do? But that applies to everything in life. And like I say, I don't do doctors. And now I do, for emergencies and stuff like that. And I have other people say, well, I don't do doctors too. And I said, okay, no problem. So what do you do? If you're not going to do a doctor, what are you going to do? And that's what I'm talking about. It always catches them off guard because they think that their body is supposed to just function, and then when they need a doctor, well, then they'll get a doctor. And they don't look at the body as anything that they have to maintain. They think they're just going to use it up. After all, we are in a disposable world, and they think the same thing about their body. In other words, what I'm saying is you need to find out, okay, if you're like my shoulder's been hurting. Okay, now my shoulder's been hurting, but I say I've been working out with the tomahawk a lot. And now I've been exercising 2 or 3 times a day. So I think I'm kind of pushing myself. Okay, so that I think is what's causing the shoulder. So what I've got to do is cut back on my exercises. Just instead of doing the exercises, more stretching with the shoulder than muscle building. And then change my vitamin intake and my diet. So in other words, I'm doing something for my shoulder. I'm not waiting for it to get worse and worse and worse. And that's what you should be doing for your whole body. That's called maintaining it. So you don't wait until you need a doctor. You start doing something now. And that applies for the same thing about, I asked some gals to go to, Belize. And one of the excuses was, well, they don't, they got to work. Okay, well, they haven't saved up the money worth. They haven't, prepared for times when they can't go to work. And so that's why they have to do it. In other words, they are living their lives about maximum of their income. They have not put money back. They have not prepared. And they're running their lives financially at a maximum. And that's the same thing when I was talking about the body. You're running a body without maintaining. Financially, they're not maintaining either. Maintaining is putting away some, not spending it all. And people think, well, I've got to, I have payments, I got stuff, I got my obligations, financial obligations. Yes, you've reached too far with your financial obligations. That's no excuse. That is stupidity. You're spending more money than you can afford to spend. But people don't like to look at themselves as the problem. And now, I say, since I was in the oil business, when I used debt, that was the only time I've ever been in debt. And then that was back in the 80s. Ever since then, I stopped the debt part. So in other words, I live within my means. I save money, and then when I want something bad enough, and I just reach in my pocket and pull out the money and go buy it. There's no reason to make the monthly payments. And that's because when those monthly payments is how you extend your financial, you've extended it beyond your means, is making those monthly payments. I am happy with what I'm able to get. And so I don't look for excuses. I just want less. And I get what I want. But I'm more focused on life than stuff. When I was 50, I'll tell you what happened. I had, 2 boats, 2 cars, a truck, a Jeep, let me think, I don't know. I had a bunch of stuff. And one weekend, I'm getting ready to go have fun. I had 2 vehicles that the battery went bad on 2 vehicles. And I was so pissed. Batteries, of all things. And right then, it dawned on me, is it my stuff? Or does all this stuff, I belong to all this stuff? And so I made a choice at that moment. I said, I am done with stuff. I don't want stuff. And I started liquidating. And I got down to basic, simple life. And the kids were grown and gone. And so it was my wife and I. And so I ended up focusing more of my time on my wife instead of my stuff. And when I started focusing more on her, I noticed she started focusing more on me. And life was good. And it was simple. I didn't need stuff to enjoy life so much. And it wasn't much longer after that. More money just kept accumulating because I don't have all this stuff to spend my money on. Increasing my worth. And so eventually I realized, okay, I don't need to do all this work that I've been doing. So I pretty much stopped working. And I chose work that I wanted to do. My income came down a lot, but I had no stuff to spend my money on. And my relationship got very, very good. And what I'm saying is you need to get your priorities right. And you know, you hear me talk about we all have crosses to bear. In other words, we can come up with excuses all the time. But I'll tell you, bettering your life does not come by getting better excuses. It's getting results. So, not only I don't give a damn about your crosses, I don't give a damn about your excuses. Take control of your life. I tell you, life is good. But you have to be willing to live it. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.